Hi, everybody. My name is Sergio Mascetti. I'm an associate professor at the Department of Computer Science at the Università degli Studi di Milano. I'm here to present our experience report paper with title Developing Accessible Mobile Applications with Cross-Platform Development Frameworks. My co-authors are Mattia Ducci, Nicola Cantu, Paolo Pecis, and Dragan Akhmetovic. At the Everywhere Lab, we have experience in the development of mobile assistive technologies, both with native development, that is writing the code for iOS and Android devices, and also with cross-platform developing frameworks that are tools that allow the developer to write the code once and to run it on both iOS and Android devices. In the last years, however, we experienced some problems with the accessibilities of the application developed with cross-platform development frameworks. And in particular, we observed that cross-platform development frameworks do not expose many of the operating system APIs that are related to accessibility. So when the developer wants to create an accessible app, they need to interact with the operating system through these APIs, and these APIs are not exposed by cross-platform development frameworks. So to better understand this problem, we systematically analyzed screen reader related APIs. So we focus on screen reader APIs, and we identified 25 of them, and 14 of them are functionally equivalent in iOS and Android, which means that they are basically the same APIs. They do the same function, but they are implemented differently. And out of these 14, we analyzed the problem with React Native and Xamarin, that are two of the most popular cross-platform development frameworks. And out of these 14, React Native exposes only 8 of them, and Xamarin only exposes 5. So let's see a few examples. Let's consider an API functionality that is specify which view should receive the accessibility focus. This API is available in iOS. It is also available in Android. It's available in React Native and Xamarin. So this is fine. Let's consider another API functionality that is specified accessibility focus order. This is available in iOS and Android, but is not exposed by React Native, but it is exposed in Xamarin. The third one, the last example, is assigned accessibility focus to a view. This is available both in iOS and Android. It is also exposed by React Native, but it's not exposed by Xamarin. So in the paper, you can clearly find the complete list of these API functionalities that we identified, and you will see, you can observe that most of them are not exposed. Many of them are not exposed by React Native and Xamarin. So what happens when an API is not exposed by the framework? It is still possible to implement accessible apps, but the developer needs to write native code. And it's actually very time consuming and much more difficult. In our experience, we face many of these problems. And in some cases, they can actually be solved with a little effort. But in other cases, I'm just reporting you the worst case that we faced. We're trying to implement just one of these functionality in Xamarin. There was one functionality that was not exposed by Xamarin, and we were trying to implement that using native code. Well, we basically were not able to do that on our own. We had 3 developers, a student who had little experience with Xamarin, and 2 professional Xamarin developers, one with 1 and the other with 3 years of experience, and they were not able to solve the problem. Eventually, after several weeks, we were able to fix the problem when we received support by an official Xamarin developer that helped us solving the issues. So this is just to report how hard it is to implement these functionalities when they're not exposed by cross-platform development frameworks. So what can we conclude from our experience? That accessibility-related APIs are still not well implemented in cross-platform development frameworks. And this is the experience that we have in the paper. We report our experience with React Native and Xamarin, but more recently, we also experienced with Flutter, which is a third popular cross-platform development framework. And this is basically the same. Developing accessible application with this technology is still possible, but it requires an additional time and effort, which is basically what a developer using these frameworks is not looking for. A developer using cross-platform development frameworks wants to develop application quickly. And so this is not what they want to do. Please refer to our paper for the full list of accessibility-related APIs and how to implement them in iOS, Android, React Native, and Xamarin. And also check out our published showcase. We have a few applications published on the stores, and some of them will help you understand and see examples of how accessibility-related APIs can be used in your apps. Thank you very much for your attention.